Welcome back to the Night Gamer channel and welcome to a review of the Nexus 6P after a month of having it. And it's just been over a month actually. It did come out on November the 5th, that's when I received it. When I unboxed it a few days later and put it up on YouTube, and I said everything was fantastic, it's great. Well, I wanted to do a quick review of the phone a month later. Now it's not all perfect. And after spending a lot of time with it being your everyday phone now, I've got all the SIM cards sorted out, there is definitely some problems with the phone that should be mentioned before you go out and buy one. But just before I do so, I just want to let you know that the channel is back up and running now. It's been a little while since I put anything up. It's just so hard, especially when you're trying to work and everything at the same time, and getting home, you just don't have the time. YouTube takes up so much time, it really does, and that's something that I don't always have. But just hit that subscribe button to help support what I do here on YouTube. All the money that is created by the channel is going to charity. There's a link in the description box down below to a video that explains it a lot better than I could right now. Hit that subscribe button, it really does help. It means so much to me. It means that you're interested and I can pump out some videos a lot quicker and more often than I do now. But anywho, back to this Nexus 6P. Now I can't show you the phone at all because that is what I'm using to record this, because I don't have any other camera in the house that's as good as the Nexus 6P, which is one of its big pros. But there are many things I hate about it. Now the first thing I have to say is this crappy charging cable. And well, actually this ain't the charging cable. The charging cable you get given is 1 meter long and it's all C-type to C-type, which is absolutely useless in everyday tasks because that's only good in charging up the phone, because nothing else has C-port. No computer, unless you have one of the new Chromebooks, and some of the laptops do have them. But apart from that, you get given this, which is a C-type to a normal USB which goes into your computer. But unfortunately this is about 30 centimeters long, which is absolutely useless. When you plug it into the back of your computer, you can't put your phone anywhere. Your phone's hanging off your tower PC, or it's on the floor somewhere right at the back of your computer. It's absolutely useless, and you can't really charge your phone from this, because I have used my laptop and I've put it in there and I'm charging the phone, and it was taking absolutely hours. This is when I was really in need of some power. I didn't have my charging cable at the time, and you was getting absolutely zero, really was. You was getting probably a percentage every half an hour. That's how I was getting it, 1% every 30 minutes. It just was absolutely useless. But that is so silly. You need to go out and buy I think it's £11 on the Google Play Store, I don't know it in dollars, to go and buy a normal meter long USB C-type to normal USB type 2.0. That looks like it's not glowing blue, so it's not free. But that is one big annoying issue. But at least they include a cable for the phone. The Nexus 5X, I think it is. God, I've already forgotten because it's the cheaper version of the Nexus. That didn't come with one of these cables, which is a bit silly, but there we go. The other bad thing, it is sluggish and slow at times. I don't know if it's just my device. My dad also has one and he's not come across any major issues, but then again I use it more for the videos and games and stuff like that. And I'm quite surprised that at times it really does struggle. It has 3 gig of RAM in there, and you expect that to handle and multitask and everything like that, and it does. It multitasks from bits and pieces, your emails to games to Chrome to YouTube, really easy and quick. I have no problems with that. But when you sometimes use, especially in games when it needs the CPU power and everything like that, that sometimes can really... I'm just going to wave this box around because I need something in my hands as I start doing this. You really do. It does sometimes struggle with high-end games. Graphics wise, the screen is fantastic, it really is. There's no better screen that I've ever come across. It really is a good screen. It's 2K, it's fantastic for watching movies, it's a perfect size for watching stuff. It really is. I wouldn't want it any bigger and I wouldn't want it any smaller. It is really nice. And I was using my Nexus 4 earlier today because I'm trying to get it ready as a secondary backup phone and possibly a work phone as well. And going back to using that, I don't know how I used to do it before. You ever get that when you go to something big and you think, oh, I'm never going to get used to this. Give it about a few days and you're back to normal and oh yeah, the big phone's good. And you go back to the smaller phone and all of a sudden it's just like, blimey, how the hell did I used to use this before? It's just amazing. It really is amazing how quickly you get used to something. The other bad thing about the Nexus 6P is that it does overheat. That is something I have noticed. The back really does heat up, especially when you're playing games or when you're just watching stuff for long periods of time. Now I could watch a film, and by the end of that film, which is about 2 hours, it would be quite hot at the back. With the case on it, it significantly reduces, like, you don't notice it as much, but it is still warm, and especially when you've got the case off, you can just touch the back of it, and it is pretty hot. You couldn't cook something off of it because it's not that hot, but you can noticeably feel that heat coming off. I have had to write a list here, so that's why I'm looking down at this. What else have I written? The bugs, oh my goodness. I know Android is bad sometimes with fixing bits and pieces, but seriously, I've never come across so many bugs. During the night, sometimes it seems to reboot itself, because the reason I know this is the fingerprint reader is fantastic, it really is, and I use that all the time, and I don't know if I could ever go back to never having or not having a fingerprint reader. It's so quick and easy to open the phone and unlock it, but you do notice that if you turn it off, you've got to unlock the phone with a pin, because it's just a reset thing. It's some sort of security thing they've got on it, which is fair enough, it's just fine. But sometimes I notice then when I go to unlock it in the morning, it says I've got to put in the pin. That's because it's rebooted itself, and you can check to see how long it's been awake for, and it would say like something like a couple of hours. So I don't know why it's randomly rebooting itself, and I have noticed, and I'm just watching stuff, especially on YouTube, whether it's just the app itself causing the phone to crash and reboot. I'm not sure. I don't know why I've had it crash on me about 3 times over the last month watching stuff, and it's just amazing to see just like this fantastic phone with great specs and everything, struggling at times and having to reboot itself. That shouldn't be happening, especially with a brand new phone like this, as all my screens go off. Got a multitude of screens. It's probably darker now actually. I'm going to wiggle that mouse, get all the light going again. It's very dark and rubbish outside. Really, the weather's been really poor in the UK today. But the good thing is that USB, not the USB, we're talking about that, the fingerprint reader, that is really good, but the problem is it's on the back, and sometimes I like to leave the phone placed on the desk, and I end up not having, I don't want to pick it up and unlock it. Sometimes I just want to touch it. If the fingerprint reader is on the front, you just unlock it like the iPhone. That's the perfect place, I think, to have it. So sometimes when it's on the desk, I have to normally type in a code, but I'm not going to hold that much against it. I think it's great where it is on the back. Your finger does really go to it well, but sometimes you don't. If you've got it on the desk, you don't want to always pick it up. You just want to tap on it and mess around like that. So that where it is bad. Good things though, there are so many good things with the phone as well. The camera is fantastic. Recently I've messed around with some of the slow-mo features. 240 frames per second. Oh, it's amazing. I was just messing around with water in a bottle or water pouring out of a tap or something like that, and it's so cool just to see. You just see everything in a completely different light. It really is, and it's fun to use. I can't wait to actually use it in something like I don't know, some sort of racing event or athletic event where someone's running through the finish line and they're just about to get there, and it's all slow motion and fancy and stuff. I will post one day a video of the slow-mo and showing you how the camera works and everything like that, but until then you're gonna have to wait for that video. The charging with the C-type to C-type, really good. Hour and a half at the most, and you can go from 0 to 100%. It really is quick, and I don't like it leaving it on overnight now, so I'd actually charge it just before I go to bed, just because I'm not sure how rapid charging is. I don't know, rapid charging sounds like it might damage the battery or something if you keep it on too long, so I like to try and keep the charging as short as possible, but it is a really good charger. Just as I say, charging to a laptop or something, really poor. The new operating system is really good. The Google Now stuff, I don't really tend to use it, and where you hold down the start button and it works out what's going on that page, absolutely crap. It doesn't work, it really doesn't. It's okay if I'm looking at a game, it knows what game I'm looking at and it'll tell me where I can buy it and reviews and stuff like that. But if I'm looking at a multitude of things, or just reading a story or something, and I do it there, it doesn't know what's going on. It really doesn't. And in a text message situation, it doesn't work either. I found it just doesn't come up with anything. So that's pretty useless. But everything else, I like the app drawer now. It worked. It's quite smooth, the operating system. It doesn't have many bugs in itself. And security updates are more regular now, so it's more secure, which is really important. The feel of the device, I love that aluminium back. It is really nice, and I'm doing my best to protect that black paintwork that it's got over it. I really don't want any scratches on it. I know it's so hard to do, and the first scratch I'm going to get, I'm going to be so angry, because I just love my stuff to be pristine and perfect always. But anywho, that is all the good stuff, and that was all the bad stuff. It's a really short video. I'm trying to keep. I know your time is precious, so I'm just trying to keep everything quick and smooth for you guys and girls. So overall, I now rate the device at 8 out of 10. I think I might have said 9 or 10 out of 10 last time, so it's gone down a little bit. Or I might have said 8 out of 10. I can't remember. I really can't. But I'm very confident that if you went out and bought one, you'll be happy. For the price, they are really good phones. Does it beat the iPhone 6s or 6s Plus? No, it doesn't, I don't think. But for Android fans who love pure Android experiences like myself, you're going to love it, and it is the best Nexus to date. There is no two words about it. It is just fantastic. Does it beat the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge and S6? I'm not sure. Hardware wise it probably would, and screen possibly so, but I like to get the updates from Android early and quick and just on point. With Samsung, it can be really slow, sluggish, and you may be quite a few versions behind. So that's why I like to stick with the Nexus. I probably would have maybe gone with the Samsung, I'm not sure. Samsung might have better quality. But apart from that, I think the Nexus 6P is fantastic. And if you could, buy the 6P over the 5X, because the Nexus 5, bit cheap and flimsy for me, but there we go. Let me know what you think of your Nexus 6P if you have one, or if you're going to go out and buy one. As I said, you can get them now. They're usually in stock. I got the 64 gig version, and 52 gig of that is usable, which I thought is okay. I wasn't overly impressed. I would have thought a little bit more. About 10 gig is being used for the operating system, just over. I guess that's about average, but I would have liked a little bit more memory. But I've not had any memory problems, and the RAM is really good as well. I've got to say that having that 3 gig of RAM is really important, especially when you've got loads of things open. As I say, have a fantastic day. Let me know if you are going to go out and buy a Nexus 6P and how your Nexus 6P is going. Have a fantastic day. I'm repeating myself over and over again. Until next time, Night Gamer is signing off.